Hi, Pfluger, and this is my tech demo for Game Engines 1 at Depaul University. You can see here on the screen are my three primitive objects. I've got the cube, the sphere, and the pyramid. And we'll see a lot more of those throughout the video. Next here is a demo demonstrating the various lighting attributes. The top row are and the bottom row are different colors on the lighting. The top row being the red, green, and blue value. The bottom row being the alpha. The middle row here you can see different lighting positions. Hard to tell from the untrained eye, but if you take a look at where the shadows on the object are, the left one has the lighting to the left, the right lighting to the right, and the middle lighting in the middle. The next scene here is a demonstration of the various texture objects. I have a texture manager that when the object asks the system to load a texture, checks to see if that texture has already been loaded and counts whether and has various counts for how many of the objects are using that texture, so that it knows whether or not it needs to delete the texture later on when the system asks for the deletion. You can see on the bottom cube I used a triangle strip VBO. This means that the textures do have a little bit of a seaming problem. You can see, on the cube on the right and the cube in the middle, there are some obvious spots where the texture just doesn't quite line up right. This is less of a problem on the one on the left. You can barely tell, but for the most part everything else is looking pretty good. The only solution to fix this would be to not use a triangle strip on the VBO. This next scene here is a demonstration of one of the types of transformations I can apply in my system. This is obviously the one that I'm calling spin. In the middle row here you can see spin on one of each axis, the X, the Y, and the Z. They're also spinning at different speeds. At the very top, you can see a transition from spinning on one axis to two axes, and then again to three axes. At the bottom, each of those cubes are spinning on two different axes and different speeds on the various axes. So pretty proud of how that turned out. This next scene here is a different type of transformation that I can apply to each object, and that is its orbit around the center of the scene. Each object has its own transformation in terms of its translation around the world, and then you can orbit around that translation. So you can see here orbit around the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis, and then you've got the nice red pyramid that's sort of kamikazing around the whole scene with two different orbits being applied at once. This frame here is the demonstration of my collision detection. All the objects in the whole scene are testing whether or not they're in view, and the system is not drawing them if they are not in view. So that's demonstrated. The same logic here is applied when the sphere passes through the cube. It changes color. So in the rest of the world, objects would be drawn if they are quote-unquote changing color, and then not drawn if they're not in the scene. This last view here is mostly for demonstration of my camera properties. You can see the whole scene here at once. I have a camera manager implemented in my system, so basically I have 7 different cameras set up, one at each scene and then one in the world view here. Each of those cameras can move the world left or right, as well as zoom out or zoom in, and that's all handled on the keyboard. And then I have a button here on the keyboard that pans through the various scenes as well. So that's it. Thanks for watching my demo. I hope you enjoyed it.